Oh, wait, I don't have my phone to share.
We're live. Wonderful.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Forward Fridays, where guess what we do? We use live stream, y'all. So before you leave a comment, you need to grant permission to StreamYard so I can see what you're all talking about over here because we're about to have a phenomenal morning. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my morning is a little bit cray cray. I'm packing, I'm trying to leave, and then we can't. And then we have this woman who literally is a definition of bringing you to calm. Bringing you to calm. So
Yay.
let me introduce myself. My name is Wonderful Morrison, and I am founder and CEO of Lead Her Academy. And with me today is the lovely Melissa Lavigne, who is here to demonstrate life balance. And then the lovely Clem. I never say your last name correctly. So instead of botching it, I'm just going to say my beautiful friend Clem.
Yeah.
And today, our guest is going to walk us through sound healing and sound therapy. Yes, is it considered therapy, or what is that,
Oh,
Clem?
yes, it's considered therapy, especially for the mind. And if you follow ancient practices, it was also used as medicine.
Ooh, okay. Is anyone here hearing that? Because who doesn't need a little dose of loving medicine at 9:30 in the morning on a Friday? Because it sets you up for the weekend, right?
Or
So,
it clears out all of what just happened during the week.
yeah. Oh
So
my
you can
gosh.
actually rest and
I'm
release and
about to
let
be
go.
on the plane and calm. What do you,
Yeah.
which is
We
nothing
need
better,
that today. Woo.
right? We
I
need.
like sleeping on the plane, and others can't. I just fall asleep before we even take off.
Oh, I can fall asleep too, just not before we take off. So, anyhow, how this works, ladies and gentlemen, and you know how this works. We start off with the top of mind, and top of mind is whatever is, just at the top of mind. So, go ahead, Melissa, take it away. What is top of mind for you this morning?
Well, I was chatting with Clem, and preparing for this show, and she mentioned that she can help a lot of people with depression and anxiety. And to be honest, Wonderful, I was about to call you this morning and say, don't even ask me what is on top of my mind because I was feeling so depressed. I had so much anxiety. So this having you here today, Clem, is so wonderful. But I just want to share something that happened in the midst of me feeling that way. I don't know about you guys, but I get depressed when I feel like I'm not helping people. Like, why
Mm,
am I here? God, why am I here?
yeah.
And if there isn't like if I'm not doing something in my life that's like helping people, then I just shut down. I get completely depressed. And I felt that way this morning. And then I get a message from somebody telling me that I helped. If you notice on the top right of the screen, I put our Forward Friday QR code.
Uh-huh.
I helped this gal yesterday just because I wanted to, because I think it's really cool. So if you put your phone, you're like, just click like you're going to take a picture, but don't click it. And you just hover over that QR code, our website will pop up. So
Oh, okay.
I made this little thing for a gal, and she went to a Zoom meeting, and somebody scanned her QR code that I made for her and booked an appointment. And I was just like,
What?
just made me so happy. It just completely turned me around. It was just like, dude, I helped someone.
That's
So instead of me just being quiet this morning, I am sharing that little story and just
Oh,
I it's all about also talking with Clem to prepare for the show, about mindset and just things like that. So I
Yeah,
am so excited to hear from her today.
yeah,
Yay! So glad you're
me
here. Thank you,
too.
Clem, for
Me
coming.
Me
too.
too. Can I write on that piggyback on that real quick? Because so Melissa on the side, I'm not world, I am not saying I'm not a good friend. However, I do have a tendency to like be so hyper focused I forget to like, reach out, say hello, and it'll be months and months. And Melissa reminds me every week to reach out to someone, and you'd be so proud, Melissa. I could not be there for Linda's birthday, so I took her out to dinner on Tuesday or Wednesday because you had suggested that go find somebody's birthday and celebrate. And I'm kind of like, okay, because she reminds me every week to like reach out to someone. I reached out to Henny, and not that, again, I'm not saying to the world that I am a terrible person in that way. It's just so nice when you have somebody else, rooting for you, going, hey, I really want you to have this other piece of the pie called friendship to be, full. So go reach
Yeah,
out to someone. And
thank
I keep
you.
telling her, like, this is a great little side thing that you should do because I really do need that support of, hey, go say hi to somebody today. So I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you. And then, it made Linda so happy because we were able to hang out. So anyway,
Right? And then in turn, it gave you, a little lift as well because you did
yeah,
that. I'm really loving this life balance because we do,
Yeah.
as entrepreneurs, we get so hyper focused on our business. We tend to forget kind of about all the other things that are in our lives. So boom.
yeah, I'm
Well,
really good at finding healing though, because that was the first thing I did as soon as I was done with my 7-day retreat. I sat in that tent where our beautiful Clem is at right now. And then when she said, okay, it's done, I said, wait, that was 3 hours? No, I could I could be here for like 3 more.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so Clem, it's
Yes.
now your turn to share with us who you are, what you do, and where you're at. Like, what is this? What's going on here?
I am on the cusp of Auburn, Federal Way, and Kent. I'm like right on the border. Um, I do sound healing therapy. I love doing coaching sessions where it's just one on one, but I also just love helping. Like last night, I helped a friend and my nephew who was having insomnia. It was after
Mm,
the Seahawks game, and my friend in Minnesota was like, "Can you do a sound bath for me? Would you mind?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's dark. I have to go outside. All my equipment's outside." And then my nephew said that he would come, and I had him here in the tent, my girlfriend in Minnesota, and I like Melissa. And I know that, self fulfillment comes from within, but there's something about, like what you said, wonderful connecting to others
yeah.
that when two or more come together, the higher um, uh, connectivity that we have
Mm,
with all of the collective consciousness with the higher source.
mhm.
So I get really, really comfortable being by myself. And it really does help when you have someone like Melissa say, hey, don't forget to connect with other
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But what I do is I help coach people um, to remove stuck block energy that keeps you moving forward in life, knowing your purpose, um, walking in your authentic mission that your soul
Mm,
created prior to coming down and choosing this planet out of the billions of planets out there and choosing
right.
this time frame in history. So a lot of people right now are dealing with what's happening in the world, which is causing a lot of separation, anxiety, a lot of
Mhm.
worry and stress, which takes us to a really low vibration, and then
Mm,
it affects our immune system. Of course, we all know scientifically stress, it goes back to old. It's funny because a lot of science proves a lot of old traditions. I would like to say prior to religion, a lot of
mhm,
old traditional practices for wellness. Science is proving now that stress actually triggers and starts the process of a lot of the issues that we physically feel, heart disease,
um,
diabetes, you know,
yeah.
uh, thyroid issues, weight loss issues. So, um, w- in Tibetan culture, it back in the day, it was always believed, in a lot of other cultures too. Whatever happens in your uh, spirit body or your energetic body, like
Mhm.
we like to call it, your auric field, your energy body. Because a lot of people think that this avatar, this skin suit that we're wearing, is the real us. And then we begin to identify as, this is who I am, which
Mm,
then, plays with our ego and causes a lot of issues because we start to identify that our brain is who we are, our thoughts are who we are, and our thoughts are not who we are. Our brain is not who we are. Our skin is not who we are. But in old tradition, um, and whatever happens in your spirit body, whatever issues that are happening in your spirit body will come up and manifest in 3D in this world. So if you're having an abundant heart, an abundant mindset, and then abundance appears because it all starts from within. Um,
oh,
if you're having heart pain and unforgiveness and you can't let go of resentment, then you'll find yourself having breast cancer or heart disease or issues in that. Or if you're not showing up authentically in your truth or speaking your truth or being aligned to your soul's calling, then your throat chakra, you're going to have thyroid
mm,
issues and things like that. So that's the belief. And each of these crystal bowls and also the metal bowls, they are of different notes and frequencies. Science also has proved this, that every cell, every organ in our body all has different frequencies, a resonance, a vibration. And the heart is the easiest one to test because it actually has sound and you can see it pumping.
oh,
So if you put some electrodes
mm,
on a heart and the wiring goes to a speaker, the speaker has a bowl of water, you can see the pattern of the resonance of that heart. It should create a beautiful geometric um, shape or pattern that is organized, has beautiful shape, and then it's a healthy heart. It's resonant um, to being healthy, right? And then if a heart is not healthy and lower frequency or off its frequency, you can see it being really scattered. The pattern is scattered, the pattern has no organization, it's very jagged. So that's the same thing with everything in our body.
wow, that's so cool. I mean, it's so cool to know that the beating and what's happening inside also is like mimics musical tones. And you know what I mean? Like I wondered, I think, oh, I've been always attracted to classical music forever, for my entire life. And now it kind of makes sense, right? Because in terms of, I found out recently how classical music has a particular frequency
Yeah.
versus other music. And I'm like, oh, it's fascinating. I'd love to take one of those tests.
Yeah.
I just want to see what my heart shape is going to look like.
Oh,
But
I know, I know. Um, yeah, like you can look it up online. Um, different frequencies have different effects. Like 528 hertz is the frequency of love. 432 is the frequency of healing and rest. So I use that at night to fall asleep. It helps me stay in REM. And while I'm sleep, you heal the best. Your body's cells and tissues heal the best in deep sleep. So 432 is great to fall asleep and allow my body to replenish, my brain to replenish and reheal.
I am writing that down. Going into sleep is tough, but if I'm in sleep, I'm good. But
Yeah,
so 4:30, huh?
432.
Oh, 4:32.
528 works too. I 528 also works. It's the frequency of love. And so that's always yummy.
Oh
Yeah, choose
man.
which one. Both are healing because love is healing, right?
Yeah. So speaking of that, like when Melissa has shared, I too have what's considered seasonal depression because of the gray and the weather that changes here. And,
Yeah.
and so how does that, like with what you do? Because you just showed the different kinds of bowls, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
how do you prep people ahead of time and ask them what they're in need of, and then you create bowl music, or how does that usually work out for you?
In a private session versus a sound bath. Actually, in a sound bath, I started almost the same, but it doesn't end up the
Okay.
same. And I you make an appointment online. I kind of tap into your energy. I'll pray and I'll ask, that whatever that you need for your session, that you'll receive. So I call upon Holy Spirit, your angels, your spirit guides, all of the hey Mary, and we will start in grounding, grounding your energy to Mother Earth, and then opening up your crown center, your energetic crown to the heavens and allowing heaven to flow. And then through conversation, I usually check your chakras to see in each of our energy centers or each of our chakras. If they're not spinning in the right direction, I'll know that there's an issue in that area of your life. And each chakra has, then you could look it up, what holds either a safety and security or money, everything from being connected and having community, our sensuality, our femininity. Usually, a lot of women have issues in the throat chakra, especially if you're older, when women were not allowed to speak or be seen. A lot of women have heart issues. Uh, so I check your chakras too, and then I allow you to decide which direction, what issue you want to work with. Some people are not ready to do the inner healing, so they just want rest. And I'll
Mm.
do like a full body massage with the big. I know some people are like, oh, I'm a massage therapist, and I don't like using the word massage, but every time someone comes to the tent and does a private session, they feel like they got a massage, but with vibrations. And it goes a lot deeper than the skin and the muscle. It goes deeper into the resonance, goes deeper into your bones, it goes into your organs, it helps
Oh,
your blood, like all of that. So, good
I
morning,
was wondering. I saw a picture of that. I saw a picture of the bowls on people, and I
yes.
thought, what is she doing? But okay, now it makes sense. That does. It is. It's. I
Yeah.
think that does make a.
So
Melissa,
there's
you should go see her.
Oh yeah. So here you can hear it, and you can't really see it unless I have the camera like right up on it and it just vibrates. But you can this is striking it,
Mm.
and then it vibrates even bigger when I make it sing. And the bigger the bowl, the deeper the vibration. And it's so relaxing.
Wow.
Yeah, just that right there, I just could feel just like a
Yeah,
Like
I
a
have a
release.
little bowl.
Little bowls are great for meditation. Just
So
to take.
My
Take
question
time.
for you is, so I've known Clem for a little while, and we were sort of in the same business together prior to brick and mortar, physical fitness. And then I my very first networking I've ever gone to was at
And
her
I
event.
had to pull your teeth to get there.
And then she disappeared. Like she just disappeared. And I said, "Where'd she go?" And a whole year later, we reconnect. And she's like, she went on a sabbatical. She's like, "I'm out of here," and went and so can you tell us a little bit about that? Because what brought you to what you do now was
Oh
that
my gosh.
space of, because listen, ladies, I know we're all in a transitional phase, but you had
Mhm.
the courage to really just step away and do something about it. And then you came back and you have become a deep healer of actual cells and tissues. So,
Oh, in the spirit. I
yes.
mean, I love that I assist in cells and tissues, because I was a trainer and I owned a gym for like I was a trainer for like 20 years. So, um I appreciate that I closed my gym last year. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. I have gratitude, and um I I know that everything happens for a purpose. We might begrudgingly go towards that purpose, um, and it might not be comfortable. I the reason I came to this is in 2017, I experienced, what I didn't know at the time was a panic attack or anxiety attack where I couldn't breathe. I fell to the ground. My chest caved in. I wasn't able to call out for help. No voice came out. I couldn't move. I was basically, it felt like I was in a coma, but my eyes were open and my brain was moving. Like I can see and I can think, but
Oh,
I
wow.
just couldn't. I was like frozen on the ground. Um, and laying there, um, I was scared. Of course, I was scared. Like, am I dying? Is this it? Is
Yeah.
this death? And my kids are downstairs watching TV. My husband's downstairs watching TV, and I was. I mean, there was nothing I could do. I was like, there's nothing more I can control. I'm a Capricorn. I like to get shit done. Oops, sorry. I just, I control.
Yeah.
All about controlling the things around me and making things happen, right? Go getter in business for so long. And then at that moment, I realized this is out of my control.
Mm.
This is out of my control. And COVID felt like that for a lot of people too, right?
Mhm.
So when I um realized this is not in my control, this is not for me to control, I accepted it. I accepted death, and I said, okay, God, um this is it. Thank you for everything that has happened thus far. Oh my gosh, it makes me cry now. Thank you for everything. Please let my kids and my husband know that I'm good. Let them know I love them. Tell my husband where all the passwords are for the bank accounts.
I
Like,
mean, you really thought you were dying.
yeah, like, and I needed to make sure that they were good. And then when I realized they'll figure it out without me, I said, I'm ready to go. And then as soon as I accepted it and I said, I'm ready to go, then my chest, I mean, I couldn't breathe and it was for a while, right? So my chest opened back up and I gasped for air, and then I was able to talk again. Like my voice came back, and then I was able to move my arms, and I was like, holy crap, that was my brain. My brain was on such overload. At that moment, like as soon as I was able to come back, my intuitive premonition was my brain did this for me. Like it
Mm.
was so full of life's issues with business, of clients, of, my employees. And it was just like so much that I was always thinking of, trying to help, trying to do, trying to make people happy, trying to serve more and be more, um, so I could find what I thought would make my life worthy or meaningful or successful. And I realized that my brain shut down because it couldn't take it anymore, and so it's connected to your central nervous system.
Yeah.
Everything, your whole central nervous system is connected to your brain, and it was just on overload. And I realized I needed to do something about it. And breadcrumbs led to I was on Facebook, and I saw that Heather Fontaine was interviewing a meditation teacher. So I watched that and I was intrigued. I had never meditated before. And then I called him. He was visiting from San Francisco. I did some sessions with him, and then from Vedic meditation, it led to sound bath, and then now I'm and then it led to Costa Rica and Dr. Joe
Wonderful.
Dispenza in Mexico. So, I went to Costa Rica to see some shamans and take ayahuasca. And then I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's really scientific about the brain and the heart. He takes spirituality and he makes it really scientific, which really helps with my masculine side, who's all about logic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then after that, I decided to get certified in sound therapy healing, and then now I'm in year 3 of healership school with a different group. Yeah,
Wow.
long
What a
story.
journey.
Long story.
But you know what? It's so, isn't
Amazing.
it right? But does it make it feel like when you're in that transition right now, like some of you ladies who are watching and could potentially be in that transition space,
Yeah,
right? I think we all do. I think all of us face that moment where you had a full on physical panic attack, but I
yeah.
think we all experience some form of that.
And I
Um,
wasn't living aligned. So when you're not living aligned to your truth, to your um, to what your soul came here to do. I mean, I had the gym for a long time. In
Mhm.
2017, when I had the panic attack, I knew that I had already been feeling I should close my gym, and I felt my soul pulling me in a different direction, but I kept denying it because I'm like, ew, that's too woo woo, or that's too different. People will not like that. People will think you're weird. Like, I just not that's not acceptable socially, or, so when eventually your soul will, if
Yeah,
you keep fighting
edgy
yourself,
and
yeah, and if you keep fighting yourself, you're going to fall into depression. You're going to fall into,
right.
just feeling lost in the world and not knowing just
Yeah.
where to go. So yes,
Well,
Karen.
Karen Ray is watching. Hi, Karen and Mary. Hi, Mary. Thank you for watching. Karen has a question. Can you read it, Clem? It says, "What do people experience when they come for a session with you, and who does it help?"
So the people who come to a group sound bath, and I have a healing tent, or some people like to call it my yurt. um, and so sound bath meditation is different from a private session. A sound bath meditation, there's about 5 or 6 of us in here, socially distanced, so you're not breathing each other's air. Um, Unless you have a private party. My sister had her birthday in here, and we had about 8 people. Very
Wow.
comfortable together. Um, so in a sound bath, the goal is to bring your brain to theta. If you study Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, there are 5, I know, back in the day, my sister just did a presentation at her school, and she invited me to come speak, and she said there was 4 brain waves, and I'm like, no, there's not 5. There's gamma's in there. But my goal in a sound bath is to help your brain go into theta. It's that space where it's right before you fall asleep, when your thinking brain, the delta goes down. Is delta? Yeah. When your thinking brain starts to fade away with all the thoughts of your laundry, your bills, your issues, and then it's just this space where your conscious mind is at rest. It's at peace, inner peace. And that's a space where you can really create. So you could see, like, Jim Carrey, he put that check for $1 million on his ceiling. So right before he falls asleep, he sees it. This
I
is
love that.
yeah, it's this, and right when you wake up, before you start thinking about everything, it's like you're half asleep and you're half awake. You're half in the spirit world and you're half here on the earth plane. And it's this really great, yummy space where your soul can assist you in manifesting and healing. And so it's very relaxing. So the people who do a sound bath, if you follow, I hear people snoring, but then they'll claim I wasn't asleep. And I was like, oh, you were in theta. You were half awake, but they were snoring. So I always trust, and I call upon your angels and your ancestors and Holy Spirit to come and assist you into the spirit world and just help you um, heal whatever needs to heal and clear whatever negative energies or negative spirits that are wanting it attached to you to clear during that session. With a private session, we will, uh, if you'd like to talk about the issues that you're having, and then I could do a specific healing for that with the bowls, and also with um, prayer. Also, if you don't like to talk, because some people have never met me before and they're still like throat chakra still blocked, don't like to share feelings, not accustomed to sharing feelings, I just check in with your spirit body. I check in with your higher self. I check in with Holy Spirit and see what it is that you need. And I take you through a meditation where you go into the spirit world, you connect with your higher self, and you do the work. And then I'll help you process. And then I put you on the massage table, and I'll do a full body recalibration of the resonance of your souls, of your cells and your organs, and your tissues. And that always feels the best. And if I could find someone to do it for me, to me, that's closer to me, I would.
Wow. Well, I feel like I'm already so much calmer just listening to you.
Oh,
But
yeah.
unfortunately, we are at the end of our broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Who knew? Who knew it was gonna just? I mean, that 30 minutes went by so fast.
It
It
always
did.
does.
I'm going to give
And
you a little sample so I could get you on the plane feeling. This is the crystal bowl. Remember to breathe through life. Whenever you feel stuck, the energy is stuck, always check in with your body and see where stuck energy is. You could feel where there's tension and tightness in your face. Always scan from the top, your scalp, all the way down to your toes, checking in with each part of your body. And then wherever you find tightness, it's usually where triggers and traumas were stored in your tissue. And then just invite the breath of life to come in through your nose, and then send that breath down to that stuck area in your body. And then as you exhale, imagine those issues exhaling out of you and allowing the heavens to carry those for you, and allowing yourself to just rest, release, and let go. How you feel? That was so short.
So, like, let's do 3 more hours.
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel. Oh my gosh. Do you feel better, Melissa? Are you feeling
I
vibrational?
feel great.
Like it's just who knew? Anyways, so on our on the comments are how you can get a hold of Clem, and you do virtual and she does live. I would highly suggest, if you get an opportunity to be in that healing tent, I would take that opportunity. I went, and it was an experience. So, and she's right. Like, I felt like I wasn't asleep, but I kind of was asleep. And then it was like 3 hours was a snap. It was crazy. I was like, she's like, okay, we're done. And I remember thinking, no way. And I was trying to force myself to stay. And she's like, well, there's another group coming in. I'm like, all right. Okay. So,
Yeah, in
anyhow,
the spirit world, there is no time. Like, time is not the same time as it is in the physical world.
yes.
So 3 hours went by so fast for you because time is not the same where we go in our.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next week, ladies, we look forward to seeing you next week, where we have the amazing Glory, who started a nonprofit group and a merchandise business that supports survivors of human trafficking. Next week, we'll see you. And thank you so much, Clem. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Goodbye.